everyone, welcome back to Schwab.
Anyway, summing it up, hashtag short podcast.
Phelan, you want to take this one?
Yeah.
Hey, what episode did we watch?
We watched Charmed Hard with a Schwab. This episode, Harry said, "I don't care anymore," and went back to his home planet. Meanwhile, Macy invented a bomb that blew up half of the Earth.
Wow. I feel like we watched a different episode, Phelan.
Meanwhile, Maggie wonders if she can get back into the sorority?
Now you're just fan casting at this point.
We've got trouble. The faction has Harry.
We watched season 2, episode 17, Search Party. Search Party? Because they're at a party?
And they were searching for stuff.
That's some chuckles.
Mm.
Do you have any thoughts before we jump in? Any other anecdotes perhaps you might want to share?
I think the most insulting part of this episode was the very end.
I don't think audible groans are really what you want from your show's cliffhanger ending.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump in. We begin the episode with Macy rehearsing her breakup with Julian to Maggie and Mel.
Yeah, we're already at really this point.
Yeah, like, it's every other episode is, like, so disconnected from the other episodes as far as, like, where anyone's at. It's just like, whatever, I guess she's over it.
Yeah, like, there's some trepidation last episode. Now she's at, I'm done with him.
Yeah. Like, clearly he was rebound guy because she couldn't get with Harry, and then, like, now it's like, it's fine, so whatever, bye.
It's horrible. It's like, and
yeah, they're all three of them are being horrible because she's like, I wonder if there's like a breakup spell I can use, and Mel's like, oh yeah, it's called ghosting.
Yeah, well, Macy at least says, like, I'm not gonna do that to him.
They're being kind of awful about it, like, ghosting.
Yeah, well, Macy says she wouldn't do that, but yeah, it's awful that Mel suggests it.
What were you gonna say before?
Oh, just that, like, it feels pointless to have ever done this relationship.
It really does. It's so half-assed.
Mm-hmm.
So, she's holding the necklace for some reason that he gave her, the exclusivity necklace, and Maggie's like, "It's a shame you have to give this back. It's gorge."
It's just full of dumb slang terms in this episode.
Yeah, they really upped the ante on their slang quotient here.
It was total cray-cray.
Yeah, using, like, cray and all that. This is more of, like, it feels insulting the way that they're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty bad. Macy leaves to go break up with Julian, and Mel says that they're going to need some tequila.
Yeah.
As if, like, this affects her and Maggie, like, to the point they need tequila.
They're being so stupid, like, raising their eyebrows around, like, they're so funny about this whole Julian affair with Macy. Like, they were doing this last episode, too. It's just like, oh no. They're like busybodies, like, the way they're acting about this.
They get a call from Jordan after this. He's outside on a payphone, like, freezing. He's in Idaho, like, hey, can you come pick me up from school, Mom?
Yeah.
What did he do at that facility? What was the point of him going in there?
It's just to get Harry in, because they'll let anyone in with a body, apparently.
That's it? But he said he needed someone with expertise.
Yeah, apparently he didn't.
He was like, I need someone with, like, medical expertise or something, which implied he wanted him to do something, which he didn't. He just disguised himself as a janitor and left.
Yeah, he took off with Aunt Viv or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that her name? Aunt Vivian?
Yeah, I think Aunt Vivian is the name.
Yeah, so like Fresh Prince Aunt Vivian.
Yeah. They throw Jordan out the door like Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
So they go and pick him up. I love that he just got left behind and they had to go get him. And he's like, yeah, Harry was picked up by someone calling him Jimmy. How did he hear her calling him Jimmy? All he saw was the car as they were leaving.
Yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense.
Unless he was spying on them for a while and just like didn't make himself known.
I don't know. Then like Maggie puts the phone receiver down. She's like, we're going to need a bigger car.
What?
To pick up Jordan.
Oh, okay.
And that's when CarMan.
No! Yeah, we got more expansion of the CarMan mythology in this episode. We got all sorts of CarMan.
Mm-hmm.
There's a CarMan waiting in his car. He'd like to come and meet us, but he's just a fucking car. There's a CarMan waiting in his car. He'd like to come and meet us, but he's just a fucking car. There's a car.
They get a text from their dad's friend Choo-Choo. Choo-Choo. He ran the plates that Jordan was looking at. They belong to Julian's company. Dun 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 dun.
Which is not a surprise because we already knew Aunt Viv was evil.
Yeah, it's not really a big shocker there.
No, like, I feel like this twist would make a lot more sense if the show had not already shown us that.
Yeah.
Because then we might believe that Julian's evil.
Yeah, I mean, he could still be involved.
I mean, I guess. It's inconsequential, I guess.
It does seem like the show is trying to misdirect us and he doesn't know, but then again, like, he is pretty heavily involved with this company, so it'd be pretty dumb of him if he didn't know what this was about.
I mean, it's possible he is or isn't. I guess it doesn't really matter, honestly.
Aren't you excited about Julian's story, though? I mean,
yeah.
CarMan. What's CarMan up to?
Yeah, that's when he gives the speech. He's like, I've been driving down Hero Road long enough, but then I realized I was going down the wrong way on a one-way street. That's when I knew I'd become the villain.
He's the hero that Gotham needs. Just after they find this out, Macy's at Julian's office trying to break up with him. They set up some stuff for later in the episode, like the fancy voice-activated elevator. When she goes in there, he just has a poster in the background that says "photobomb." It's just a picture that says "photobomb" on it. What does that mean? What is it for? What is it advertising? What?
No idea.
He asks about this limo, where the limo should pick her up for this charity event that's happening that night that she forgot about. And he says, the algae protein sliders are gonna be bomb! Algae protein sliders. Stupid.
Yep.
This is up there with vegan taquitos and like, what are you trying to say something with this?
The ghost of Swan like floated in as he said that.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna unzip his... Oh, it's Swan the whole time.
It all makes sense.
Swan Man.
She wasn't getting close to them as Swan, so she turned into Julian.
There's a swan man waiting at his lake. He'd like to come and meet us, but swans are fucking dicks. There's a swan man waiting in his lake. He'd like to come and meet us, but he's such a fucking dick. There's a swan.
That I was also Swan this whole time.
Whoa, that doesn't make any sense. Yep.
Oh, what if Swan was like his Robin?
Yeah. That's
like
his sister.
Yeah. CarMan and Buggy.
We had an expansion of the CarMan mythos. Like, let's just get this out of the way now. He tells Mace at some point that during the car crash, he saw a white lighter teleport in, heal up some witches and leave his sister laying on the road dead.
Yeah, really asshole move there.
Yeah. And he's like, and someone comes in, oh, Julie, we need you right now. It's not for anything CarMan related. Wink, wink. He's like, I have to go, Macy. To be continued.
He actually says to be continued. Yeah, so what do you think this Rosemary story is? Obviously she's going to show up. I don't think they're going to say she's dead, or they would have said that.
I think it's Swan.
You think it's Swan?
the dumbest twist.
Why would... Oh my god, like she has a heel turn, like, you thought I was on your side the whole time.
I was just gathering information on you.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, wait. He's like, here's my sister, Rosemary. And then Lucy walks in. Psh, what's up, bitches? Yes! That would be the only return I would be excited about now. I'd be like, yeah.
Lucy, good grief.
Okay, maybe if Galvin returned, I'd be excited.
My sister, Galvin! Wow,
Galvin!
that is wild.
That is wild. I had no idea I was your sister, Rosemary. Who saw it coming?
What?
Yeah, so Macy gets a call from Maggie explaining everything. Julian's the bad guy! So she runs off. She has not broken up with him. Goes to the bunker. Maggie's trying to get a vision. She holds the necklace. Nothing. Jordan suggests a Julian-Harry mashup to hold the necklace and Harry's teacup. Apparently, this is specifically Harry's teacup. She holds them together, and it works. The only thing Jordan's ever been useful for. She gets a vision of the Shea Group. That's the name of Julian and Aunt Vivian's laboratory, whatever. Mm-hmm. She sees someone entering a code, sees a hand entering a code to a room labeled test group. So they gotta go to the charity event to try and bust in. Cut to the kitchen. Mel is hanging out with Jordan, making a cloning spell for something. What are they cloning at the moment?
They're trying to make a potion to clone a voice, I guess. Is
that what they're trying to do?
Yeah, because they're trying to workshop a way to get down there, and they heard from Macy that he has a voice activated elevator, so they're like, oh, okay, if we copy the voice, we can use that elevator.
Okay.
And then
she mentions the cloning spell, and she's like, well, that's how we stole your ring, Jordan. And he turns into like Andy Samberg in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like cool.
Yeah. Mel's like, I think I know how to do that, but I'm not sure. I need to check a book, and I think Abigail has it.
Yeah, they have to have some excuse to get Abigail there. She knows the spell is in Abigail's mother's book of spells. Mm-hmm. And so she has to talk to her because she didn't remember all the ingredients. Abigail shows up with her bags. And she's like, yeah, there's a target on my back now. Everyone wants to kill me. They took all my stuff. I need a place to stay. What up?
I wish she was like that. I wish she had a different mode. It's still normal.
Other than smug boring.
Yeah, like, you guys owe me anyway because, I'm evil and I killed a bunch of witches, but you guys forgot that conveniently, so I'm moving in. You owe me. Blah, 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 blah. Like, she acted differently when she first showed up and was pretending to be a normal person, right? Like, she can have more than one mode. Why is she always stuck in this one mode now?
I don't know.
It's really draining. Like, this character would be less annoying if she just was not in I'm smuggity smug mode.
So what's the plan, girlfriends?
She's smug, but she doesn't actually know what the fuck she's doing. That's what's frustrating about it. And she has the same energy of like, I'm very smart. Debate me. Yes. No, thank you. Mm. Oh, you live in a society and yet you'll participate in it. Mm.
She goes, Mel, why don't you debate me off?
No. Fuck off with this whole Mel Abigail storyline. Fuck you. Fuck you, Charmed. Yeah.
It's like, oh, if they're going forward with Mel Abigail, have we forgotten Mel's girlfriend? Like, we just keep forgetting.
She's gone the way of Jordan's girlfriend.
Exactly. They just fell into some
took him out back,
void.
Shot him.
Yeah. Goodbye. We don't have any use for you anymore.
Of all the couples that I foresaw in this show. Abigail Mel is not one that I foresaw and like thinking about, actually.
Yeah, it's still really messy, just like her being with Harry. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
No.
like they have to be stupid.
Yeah. It's like, they shouldn't have made this character into what she was if they wanted to go anywhere like this with her. They made her too reprehensible.
You think they were like, we just don't have anything for Mel to do, so we're gonna do what we were gonna have, like, it would make sense if she connected with Macy, like, as half witch, half demon herself, or at least had demon aspects to her, but no, they're like, we don't have anything for Mel to do. I don't know, we'll shove her with this Abigail storyline nonsensically.
Yeah, and they've also just seemingly abruptly ended the Harry Abigail thing, which is fine in one respect because no one wanted to see that anyway, but it's like, okay, you could at least had some kind of end to let us know. It just seems out of nowhere, just like
these,
Macy,
like
I'm done with Julian this episode.
Yeah, all these like sharp swerves and unsatisfactory payoffs to anything, and then like unsatisfactory lead-ins to anything. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Are they doing this now?
So
everyone has to be so dumb. Everyone who apologizes to Abigail and like, oh, it's fine. It's like, she's killed a bunch of witches. She has killed people. You don't do it like this. Yeah. You know how, like, okay, in Buffy, let's use Buffy examples again because we never do that. Buffy. But it does all these things like so much better. Like I don't think like Buffy was a perfect show, but all the things they try to do on this show, like you can find better examples on there. And there's other shows too, but this is the one I'm most familiar with. So they had Spike show up as a main character, and he was a horrific villain. Killed many people.
Killed Slayers. How many Slayers? 3 was it or something? He killed a few.
It was 2.
2. Okay.
Yeah. And so, like, he was their big bad for an entire season. And, yeah, he was horrible. They had him integrated into the cast, like, it was, like, begrudging. No one really wanted to work with him, but they had to for certain reasons and all that. And then it led into a redemption arc.
Head, and then eventually he sort of was turning, not just because of the chip in his head, forcing him not to attack innocent people. And then he got his soul back.
Yeah, so they had, like, a redemption arc there. But never at any point did it, like, immediately, like, oh, I'm sorry, Spike. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's like
just,
you need to like, kind of remember where they stand here.
Yeah, if he did, like, the first good deed he ever did in the show, and then they're all apologizing to him like he never did anything wrong. That'd be almost where they're at with Abigail. Especially
when, like, often he would help them for very selfish reasons. That was most of what he would do, actually. He couldn't kill people because of the chip. So Abigail, I don't think is much different. I think a lot of it is very self-motivated, and she's not doing this out of the kindness of her heart. But they act like, they were being jerks without her ever having to actually redeem herself or anything.
Yeah. The show thinks it's easy to forget, too, because they, never showed any of the witches she killed. At least didn't focus
Did she kill the ones that were in the
house at the beginning?
Yeah, the bed and breakfast.
I just mean, like, if those could have been some of the ones she was responsible for, I think they were, actually. But, like, we never saw any of them as characters or something. I think the show thinks we'll forget it because we haven't seen that or something.
That's how this season started, was them figuring out there was this war on witches and they were all being killed. And then they're acting like, whatever, she's like this kind, misunderstood ally or something when she's not. And the fact that she was overthrown, who gives a shit? She took the power from Parker and caused all this shit for them, and they're mad at Parker, but not her? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, like, keep going, like, oh, you took the apples, like, after he was tricked into them by her, but I guess she's innocent. All right. Interesting take, show.
Was this another example of Charmed being very sexist against guys? The fact that, like, Abigail is not held responsible for this shit, but, like, fucking Parker, they're like, oh, thanks, Parker Obama.
I don't know.
Why? What's the difference?
This show just wants a story to go in a certain direction. They'll bend over backwards to make it happen.
Ugh. Abigail agrees to help them. She gives Macy, I thought this was kind of neat, there's like a portal purse thing, like, so there's two purses, and if you stick something in one of them, it pops out of the other one.
Yeah, it's exactly like Portal, man, the game Portal, with the orange and blue portals.
I wasn't even thinking of it that way, but yeah. I put Mary Poppins purse. I suppose you could just shove anything in there. If it just came out the other side and it sort of fit into the opening, you could put a lamppost into it. And
yeah, I wish we saw something funny like that. I was wondering when Macy was infiltrating the facility, I was like, could she just shrink herself and jump in the purse to get home?
That'd be hilarious. Just really tiny and just does like a dive.
Yeah.
Does a French Stewart, America's Sweetheart dive into there.
You're a moron.
Well, that's not very professional, now is it?
So they have like a potion making / Ocean's 11 montage of like them dressing up and then going to the party to like infiltrate the place.
Mm-hmm.
They have Macy, Maggie, and Jordan go to the charity event while Mel and Abigail stay behind in case they need backup. And also to keep the purse there so they could like shove things in and out of it.
Yeah, because they said the purse will get checked, which is the main reason why Abigail breaks out the portal purse.
Right. So Macy takes the mimicking potion that they have created using Abigail's mother's book of spells. She needs to kiss Julian in order to steal his voice and then head to the elevator. So that's what she does. Jordan and Maggie are left behind with Aunt Vivian, and Jordan's really hitting it off with her.
Yeah. Well, first Julian comes in and he's like, really pushing it, Macy, bringing Jordan here.
I can't believe you brought CarMan's mortal enemy, Jordan.
You brought Oblivious Man here.
Blank man.
Blank man. Though he does say, for real, he goes, the mysterious Maggie.
Mysterious.
It's like, what?
You're the mysterious Maggie.
Mysterious Maggie.
What do you think about Jordan's slick back? He's got like a slick back hair.
Yeah. That was something.
He's very, very distinguished, Jordan.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Maybe I'm becoming desensitized to it. I kind of almost like Jordan in this episode.
He had one really ridiculous line, but I mean, he was at least proactively helping and stuff. Didn't seem useless.
He was not an asshole at any point. He wasn't like whipping his dick out like he's been doing usually and being overly aggressive for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
He actually seemed a little bit sympathetic and not so selfish and weird when he's like talking to Maggie at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It felt more earned.
Yeah, I guess. There's one really ridiculous line he says though.
What was the line?
At one point they're saying like because Macy uses this copy voice thing, you have to kiss them or something or
right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And she uses it to copy Julian's voice, and that only gets her so far down in the bunker of the underground of this facility. And then Jordan goes, okay, I guess I'll try to get Aunt Vivian, because she has higher clearance, I guess, than Julian. They go, oh yeah, well just go kiss her. And he's like, what? I can't just go up and kiss her. Even white boys can't do that these days.
Yeah. He seems disappointed that it's not, that you can't just kiss random women.
Just like,
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
Yeah, that was a pretty bad line.
So like, back in the good old days, you could just go and do that.
Not a good look, Slickback Jordan. It's not a good look. So he's hitting it off with Vivian before all this happens. She asks about his relationship with Maggie, because that needs to happen, I guess. And offers him an internship because he was like studying law.
Yeah, after she finds out they're not together, she's like, Interesting. Perhaps I'll adopt him and take him with me.
She wants to make him her personal gigolo. Pay him off with PS4s and cars. Mountain Dew.
Tastes like berry-flavored wind sauce. New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Yeah, so while this is going on, Mel and Abigail have stayed behind at the house. They bitch at each other, but they also seem to be setting up a relationship between them. Like, it seems like they're going in that direction.
Yeah, they have them bonding here. You're right. It does feel like they might be heading towards that.
God,
like,
I hope not.
They have this like revelation that Abigail's mother, her witch mother, was horrible to her or whatever, and that's when Mel's like, "Oh, I didn't realize your mom was mean because of your demon side. I guess that forgives all." No.
I murdered some witches, but I had a bad childhood.
Yeah, she goes, "I didn't have."
That was like, oh my god.
I mean, I did like at least at one point she goes, "I didn't have a perfect mother like you," and then Mel's like, "Actually, our mother wasn't perfect. She lied to us and did a bunch of shit." So they at least acknowledged she was pretty shitty.
I just kept thinking with the like, yeah, I had a bad childhood. Like, Peter, if you can find that song from Cop Rock, he's guilty, he's guilty. They have a part where they stop talking, where the lawyer starts talking about like, oh, he had a bad childhood. It's fine. Please put that part in here. Please drop it in.
Sonny, the end is coming. I was abused as a child. Sonny, the end is near. I was confused in every way.
Yeah, that's what Abigail sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Abigail has a terrible line too when she's kind of like love-hate fighting with Mel. She says, "Misery doing business with you."
Awful.
Yeah.
So, like, after Abigail's been dethroned, I guess a bunch of demons have just turned her apartment into a party joint. And it's all trashed, and there's a bunch of evil Cheetos on her counter.
I love the demons are basically out for a beer run, and that's how they go in there, and they're looking for the, they need to find the magic detector they found in that episode with the girl that froze the town, to, like, help out in that testing room or something. I forget why they need it specifically, but they have to get it.
To find the right room, maybe it was for...
Maybe. It was labeled test room. Was there a bunch of them that all said test room?
I'm not sure. It didn't matter much in the end.
Yeah, they had to go find it. In between, when that happens, Macy, when she goes down the first time, using Julian's voice, she sees some guards there, and she realizes, like, she can't get in there, but she's at least kind of found the area. Mm-hmm. So she texts Mel for, like, an out, and they cast this spell where she can disappear into the wall. Yeah. Wallflower spell. Yeah. She, like, pokes her head out, and you just see her eyes in the wall.
Yeah. The walls have eyes.
Oh, it's that scene in When a Stranger Calls Back.
Yes.
When he's like painted himself to look like the wall.
Yes.
Macy goes back downstairs, but just as she's coming out of the elevator, she sees Julian there, and she can't talk because she's got his voice. So she feigns fainting.
Mm-hmm. Faint.
Yeah. He takes her upstairs, and she just, like, fudges some excuses about, like, some condition she's had to deal with or something, and why she was in the elevator and all that.
Yeah, that's
not
when
very
we get
convincing.
The to be continued speech.
Right, yeah, because she asks about the test rooms. He explains the stuff about the night his parents were killed, and his sister and all that.
I can't believe you were down in the car cave. I can't explain that right now.
Oh my god, I can't believe Alfred let you in.
Gonna need a complete oil change before I can explain any of that.
That bug demon Alfred, that was his butler. That's why it was such a disappointment when he died. Yeah, so he gets called for a speech. He says to be continued. We see Vivian at the party with an investor or something. He's got like a bow tie. He's like, I want results, damn it.
That was just about to say, I want results. Then his bow tie spins.
You're a loose cannon, but damn it, you get results, Vivian.
And then she goes, I have no results.
I got the results of the test back. We definitely have an Emmy, Harry. Yeah, she's like, we got the new specimen. I'm excited to show you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess their date didn't go well. Because last we saw them, Harry and her were kissing and driving away.
No, that was with the Nadia lady. That was.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, but either way, I guess she must have knocked him out, taking him there.
Yeah,
like,
I guess so.
Didn't go too well.
Yeah, some date didn't go well with Harry.
He's well. I guess I'm not getting a second date. Maggie and Jordan overhear this. That's how they know that he's down there. Julian goes up to give a speech and he says, "Hello, losers." Macy goes over to Maggie and Jordan. It says what she found out. Jordan says, and I can't even mimic how bad the delivery of this line was. He says, "Sounds like material for an evil origin story if I ever heard one."
Sounds like material for an evil origin story if I ever heard one.
They're laying it on too thick. I don't think Julian is actually a bad guy in this situation.
No, I don't think.
He does say he was trying to find out everything he could about the guy that healed those people, left his sister behind. Maybe he just thinks he's on the good side and doesn't realize how bad it is.
He's evil like Lex at the beginning of Smallville because he's checking into the magic world or whatever. The weird supernatural world. It's like, oh, how dare you check into these things? Can't you just accept my flimsy excuses and be happy?
Macy's like, I wouldn't know anything about that, Julian.
Just let me gaslight you, Lex.
Smallville podcast.
Yes.
They realize they got to get downstairs. Even if they don't have the magic detector, they need to act now. Here's the time they need to act. But that's when they realize they got to have someone kiss Vivian because Julian is busy, so they can't get a kiss from him.
Yeah, that's when Jordan has his bad line about even white men can't do that now. And then he's like, but I'll just grab her drink and drink from it, and that counts, apparently.
Yeah, is this the first instance of Jordan being smart?
Apparently, yeah. Who knew? Things
really,
firing
real
up
idiot
in
savant
that,
there.
Yeah. Who knew anything was firing up in that dull escape brain?
Surprising move from Jor Jor Binks.
Okie doke! Don't steal first aid kit. Misa, kill you! Don't steal my sweat. Misa, kill you for stealing my sweat.
They hear that voice. They hear that voice out of Jordan. They're like, oh man, it definitely worked.
He's possessed by his ancestor, Mortimer Binks.
Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa, your humble servant.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, but it is. 'Tis demanded by the gods, it is.
Okay, so Abigail and Mel are they're looking for that magic detector, and the demons have just gotten back from their beer run, so they hide in another room. And when the demons go in, they're just these like lower level like grunt demons.
Abigail's like, we use them as guards.
Yeah. They're like throwing axes at the wall. This is what they do for fun.
Yeah.
Whatever. This is the demon overlord's overthrown apartment, and everyone else is over it already. It's just these grunts eating Cheetos and throwing axes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
they didn't even check it that thoroughly.
Yeah, is Godric, like, I guess he just stays at the castle with the dungeon in it.
Godric's got his own place.
Yeah.
He doesn't need Abigail's place.
He doesn't need her place.
He's like, this cramps my style. I don't want this.
You'd think the Overlord would be in a nicer place, though, so you'd think maybe he would have wanted it, but I guess not.
You know what? He just, he's not in it for the riches.
Yeah. He's in it for noble reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're hiding out in another room, and Mel's like, we should have portaled here. And Abigail says, Uber was faster, frankly. How?
What?
How does that make any sense?
It doesn't. It's flimsy reason for them not to just be able to get out of there easily.
Yeah, we've never seen the portal take more than a few seconds for them to set up, and they're saying Uber was faster. It's nonsense.
No, it makes no sense. It's so
It's
dumb.
not even funny by being absurd. It just seems like they're idiots.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we could have given ourselves this easy way to escape, but we're dumb.
This is just... Yeah, that could describe a lot of things, but we're dumb.
Well, what do you know? It's not every day you see the stupidest thing you've ever seen.
This is when Mel apologizes for being judgy. Like she said, I was a little judgy. Oh, I was a little murdery, so it's okay.
Yeah.
The fuck?
And that's when Abigail's finger lights up and Mel touches it.
Their escape plan is to open the doors and blind the demons with Maggie's vagina light. You think all of them have that, and it was just Mel like flashing and then
yeah. I thought it was Abigail's face turn. That's when she became Abigail the White. And
oh, okay, that's how you know if she flashes from her vagina.
Yeah, she's truly embraced the witchy way.
If your vagina becomes a spotlight, then you've gone to the good side. They throw the magic detector into the purse, get it to Maggie, Macy, and Jordan, who are going over to the test room. Maggie remembers the door code from her vision, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Amazing! I have the same combination on my luggage.
So the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life. That's the kind of thing an idiot would have on his luggage.
They go in there and they find more tubes with monsters in them. And then what was the line?
Harry on ice.
No, there was a line about Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, like this is like Frankenstein level cray cray. I think she says cray once or something. This is like cray cray-enstein.
But yeah, they find Harry on ice.
Yeah.
They pulled a Leo on him. Put him on ice.
Much like Leo before him, it was destined to happen.
And they really are putting Harry on ice in a different way once they get him out of the ice.
Ugh. Vivian and Bowtie Investor are on their way over there, but there's an error, so they can't get in.
That just spins his bow tie even more. I'm angry! Get the door open! Vivian, you promised me!
So they gotta get Harry out of there before those guys get in. But there's like the pressure on the tube, so if they like try and bust the glass open, it could explode and kill him. Mm-hmm. So Macy tries to figure out on the computers how to get him out, but ends up turning on the magic transfer. Yeah. It starts transferring all the magic from the demons into or the different creatures into this crystal.
Yeah.
So they got to get him out before it goes to him, because I guess it goes from pod to pod for some reason.
Apparently.
Instead of just all at once.
Macy does some hardcore stalling here and doesn't try to get Harry out until it's already zapping him. Like, yeah. I had no idea. She's like, oh, my kill is like, well, he's definitely gonna die in 2 seconds, Macy. Yeah. Like, why? She could have got him out in time, and she didn't just sit there going,
Well, I think as a last resort, she does some sort of science magic bullshit where she can use her new powers to put the pressure in a certain area or something or other so that he won't explode. What she ends up doing is, at the bunker, like Mel and Abigail, Mabigail, she's part of the M's now. They get a text saying catch, and then the portal opens, and then Macy just flings the entire tube at them through the portal.
Yeah. Like, how did they know they were there?
I don't know. And
if they weren't there,
what if they didn't catch
smashed.
it on time? They just get hit in the face with it.
Yeah. Even if they were in the bunker, they could have been like on the top level, not down there. Just like catch, and then they just see that like go in and smash the console and stuff.
Yeah, they were in the kitchen before, so I don't know why they thought they would be there.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Didn't make any sense. Catch.
Yeah. So they do catch it with their powers, and Massey. Yeah, Massey. And Macy, Maggie, and Jordan show up to bust Harry out of there. Cut to Vivian surveying the empty lab. And she's like, well, we don't need them anymore because the crystal thing's been powered up or whatever.
And she goes, this is cray-cray.
This is cray-cray. I do love that she's into, like, super young guys, and her and Jordan like, ooh, wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah.
She was totally into it. So cut to Jordan and Maggie, and she's in her skull and star shirt, toasting to dead Harry. Woohoo!
To Harry, may he rest in peace.
Mel shows up in the distance to smile at them creepily.
Jordan's like, I'll see you on the flip side, Mags. Cool exit. And then he like face plants a table.
He does finger guns, walks backwards, and then trips.
Whoa, punk! So much for that law degree.
So yeah, he leaves to go train, and Mel walks over to Maggie, asks if she's seen Abigail because her bags are gone. And she's really sad because she thought she could change her.
I just want a project.
I can fix her. I know I can. And then Maggie's like, I've been through this before. It's just heartache. Just unfollow her on Insta. It's all going to go downhill. Look, don't let her have any apples.
Abigail's playing guitar.
What the? She really is a cane.
And then Maggie goes, do you still have your girlfriend? And she goes, I don't know.
She's hanging out with all her roommates watching soccer. They haven't noticed I dipped out to go to the bathroom and didn't come back.
And Mel goes, does Jordan still have his girlfriend?
Harry's still unconscious from the rescue. He's sleeping on a couch or something.
It's
so
been
Macy
3 days.
Yeah. They made sure his neck was all weird at an angle. Macy holds his face all weird. And then he wakes up like, oh, you're awake. So, yeah, if you're all touching him. Poke. Hey, hey, you awake?
Yeah. Oh, you're awake on your own. You did this.
She sets off CarMan's car alarm. Oh, what? You're awake? She's like, don't speak. I need to tell you this. I need to tell you this before you say anything, before we get interrupted. I just got to say, I was all alone, and I had, a lot of walls put up and all of my childhood and whatever. But then you came along with your tea and your cardigans and won my heart.
Yeah. I think I love you, so what am I so afraid of?
Of you getting amnesia, and then you forget me.
Yeah, gives the whole speech. He goes, that was a very nice speech. Who are you? Amnesia plot!
Fuck, we're already at a long-form amnesia plot?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Charmed reboot. If you're ever gonna pull one of your quick end a storyline things, now's the time. No one wants a long form amnesia bullshit plot. Just fuck off. That is the laziest garbage.
That's gosh, that's breaking the Ed Glazer rule.
Yeah.
Ed's got a rule that if he's watching a show and they pull out an amnesia plot, that is when he stops. That is when the show gets bad. That is when it's like, nope, never watching this again. Fuck.
It should have been the sign to us to stop Chuck. That's for sure.
Fuck, that was the worst. That's the worst long-form amnesia storyline ever.
It completely destroys the whole point of the series almost.
That was so bad that I will never watch Chuck again. It ruined the entire series in retrospect for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to headcanon it, you just say the last season ended at the first break.
You just don't watch the last season and it's fine.
Well, like half of the first season doesn't have that in there. It's like when they got renewed, I think they put that in there. I believe.
Okay, well...
Because I think the last part was like him...
The last season's pretty bad anyway, because he doesn't have the artifact or whatever it was. Is that what it's called?
The intersect.
Intersect. He doesn't have the intersect in his head?
I think he has it back, though, for the dumb amnesia part.
Whatever. Regardless. Don't watch it. Yeah. You're better off just to stop before the last season. Just pretend it didn't happen.
Oh, hey. Hey, buddy. Let's not beat ourselves up. You know, the past is the past.
Yeah, no one wants long amnesia plot lines because they derail a character. And
yeah, the thing is, like, with amnesia plots, if you're doing a one-off episode, I usually enjoy those. They're not always good. I mean, everything has, like, exceptions. But, you know, if you're using it for, like, character exploration, one-off kind of funny thing, or kind of, like, here's how we got here, or whatever, that's usually pretty interesting to me. But long-form ones are frustrating and boring and are backwards.
Mm-hmm. If you change a character dynamic or explore them in some different way you couldn't if they didn't have amnesia, then at least you did something with it.
Yeah.
But if all you're doing is stalling character development, which a lot of them do, it's just, there's no point to it. You're just frustrating the audience going, all right, when's this over?
Yeah, a lot of it is just to, like, undo parts of the story, and, like, usually they have them team up with the bad guy in really annoying ways, and it's just...
Yeah. It's like...
Unless this is, like, they were like, no one likes the direction Harry was going in. What if we just amnesia'd out stupid, gritty Harry stuff? Yeah, when he said that, when he said, "Who are you?" What did you say? I think you just said, like, "fuck off" or something, didn't you?
Maybe, yeah.
Both of us just, ugh.
Mm-hmm. Like, and another thing, because we've been watching it lately, Smallville, that overuses the quick amnesia thing. It's like, you always know someone's going to forget something when Clark reveals his powers to them, and then it's like...
Oh, that's just head injury amnesia. That's
yeah, but they always amnesia it. It's just like, it's annoying because they keep using it as a scapegoat to get rid of things.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know what they're doing with this storyline.
I don't care what they're doing with this storyline.
I don't know. I mean, potentially you could have something interesting, but they won't.
What?
They won't.
It's clearly just to make this Macy Harry thing take longer.
Just prolong the will they or won't they?
Yeah.
Will Macy Fine get with Harry Sheffield? Who knows? Yeah. We got a few seasons of it, you know?
We got rid of him and Abigail, so how do we make it take longer now? I know, amnesia. Oh, you're right. That's a garbage plot line. Shove it in there.
That seemed really weird, that line where, like, Mel's like, you know, I know things didn't work out with Harry, but blee, 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 and I'm trying to appeal to your good side or whatever. It's like, have they ended that? They just hadn't talked about it in a while. It's like, oh, I guess Abigail gave up?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
And, like, she cared about him as far as I remember last time it coming up, and this one she doesn't blink when Mel first says Harry's in trouble. She's like, well, I'm in trouble too because of demons in my apartment.
Yeah, she seems to, like, barely be an acquaintance of Harry again. That's what it seems like at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, no one wanted this. Well, I say no one wanted it. We didn't want this. There were some weirdos who were like, yeah, Harry and Abigail. Whatever, you're wrong. Yeah. But, I don't know. It's just weird. It's all of the way that they do stories. They're just weird, and they just give up on things. Like, what is the point of anything? It's like when Supernatural had, Grandpa Campbell, Mitch Pileggi showed up, and then like they had all these like lost Winchester cousins and all this other stuff, and then like they just killed him off unceremoniously because no one liked this, and it was like, but then what's the point though? All the storylines you set up, there's no payoff to it, so it was just a waste of time.
Yeah.
It was like much of Heroes Season 2. They just kill off everyone, and they're like, sorry about that. And you're like, what was this whole season about, though?
Yeah.
Don't waste our time. Even if you have an unpopular storyline, conclude it sufficiently.
Remember that woman with the black drippy eyes killed a bunch of people? I don't know. It's gone. Forget about it.
You just need to have... a good conclusion to a bad storyline. Make it worth our time, even if it's something we didn't like. Mm-hmm. Have some sort of satisfactory end to it, and then move on.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some shows that do pull that off. Like, there's kind of a crap storyline, but then they give it a decent finish.
Yeah, or sometimes they'll, like, retroactively add something to it that's like, okay, that made that actually kind of good in retrospect.
Yeah. Sometimes you can pull that off if you try.
What shows are you thinking of that did that bad storyline, turned it around?
I don't know. I feel like there's something in the back of my head, but I can't think of what it is. Mm-hmm. So, not really worth being in the podcast.
I don't think this was a long form storyline, but the pilot to The Next Generation. You know, like, it was garbage. Yeah, it was totally garbage. But then the series finale calls back to it, and it was awesome.
Yeah, they do it in a good way. They use everything that pilot set up in an interesting way. Yeah, that is using a piece of garbage in a good way.
Yeah, you can take a crap storyline and take the essence of it or aspects of it and make it worthwhile. You can turn things around, or if you're just gonna end it and never talk about it again, just don't make it a waste of time. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what are your final thoughts on this episode, Phelan?
I mean, just until the end, I'd say, like, some parts of this one aren't that horrible. It feels like they're off doing something, but I mean, a lot of the character stuff is wonky, like Macy and Julian, and suddenly Mel, Abigail. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of middling for this charmed boot, I guess. Until the very end, they can just fuck off with an amnesia plotline. I thought it was better than last week. I hated last week. I thought that they improved things in that direction. I did think the magic element was better. I liked some of the stuff that they did. I thought it was kind of creative. I liked the weird portal purse. Yeah, the portal purse and the fact they had to come up with some spells and stuff. I like when they do that. Yeah, they were, like, using the magic, and not just in, like, easy power 3, we just busted the thing, whatever. Like, they had to be kind of creative with it and do some different things, and I liked Jordan at times, which was kind of unusual. Mm-hmm. I feel like they had less of him swinging his dick around and actually, like, doing something integrated. It didn't feel, like, shoehorned in too badly. Yeah, them kind of doing the spy stuff with their magic's kind of fun. Yeah. I think it was helped, honestly, that Harry was not in it for a lot of it, so we didn't get, like, big dark cloud Harry being all gritty, stinking things up. I didn't like the stuff with Abigail and Mel. I think that this is a storyline going in a very bad direction. I think it's poor choices. Mm-hmm. I didn't like Jordan's line that you brought up, the whole like, even white guys can't do that anymore. It just, it felt like a complaint rather than a commentary or nudge joke. Yeah, it felt like an odd way to bring that up. Like, they didn't think that one through, right? For the way it came off. Yeah. Didn't like that. Overall, it was better. I wouldn't call this a stellar episode of television, but that ending was stupid. We got 2 more episodes left before coronavirus killed their season. So the coronavirus demon, it's a coming. They'll be back, and in greater numbers. And in greater numbers. Season 3, the amnesia conclusion. We forget. I forgot. Was something going on with coronavirus? Did I have amnesia? I forgot. Huh. Well, that's it for this week. If you guys liked this, I'd appreciate it if you gave a like, subscribe, or review on whatever platform that you are currently listening to it on. You can find us in audio form at anchor.fm under Charmed Hard with a Vengeance or Charmed Rewind.
on YouTube under youtube.com/movie nights the series. Or if you want to check out Phelan's stuff, he's at youtube.com/Phelis. You could support the show on Patreon, see things ahead of time, participate in polls, stuff like that, at patreon.com/movie nights, or Phelan's at patreon.com/Phelis. Thanks to Peter for editing the podcast for us. You can find him on Twitter at Pretor Hunter. What are the hashtags, Phelan?
Hashtag Cray-Crakenstein.
I don't even have a hashtag no.
Hashtag Abigail the White.
Perfect. See you Charmanders next time. Bye.